Welcome to the Rise of She, the empowering podcast that celebrates the unstoppable force of women. I'm your host, Preeta Bolaki, and together we will shatter the glass ceilings, rewrite the rules, and reveal the extraordinary power within each and every woman. Join me as we redefine heroism, demanding the world to acknowledge that the word hero is just an O without her. Discover with me how women can unleash their internal potential, demand equitable pay that reflects their true worth, vanquish insecurities, conquer work-life balance, and embrace profoundly fulfilled lives. If you like my podcast, feel free to connect with me on Instagram and Facebook for an empowering journey like no other. Find me at Preeta Bolaki and let's ignite the fire within. Disclaimer. The primary purpose of this podcast is to provide education. Information provided in this podcast is not intended to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any disease. Information given in this podcast must not be used in any legal capacity whatsoever, including but not limited to as a basis for expert witness testimony or establishing standard of care in a legal sense. Trigger warning. Some experiences shared in the podcast may be triggering to some audience members. User discretion is advised. Hi everyone, welcome to this inspiring episode of the Rise of She podcast, where we celebrate the incredible stories of women who have overcome challenges to reach extraordinary heights. I'm your host, Preeta Bolaki, and today we are privileged to welcome an extraordinary woman, Diptee Jugun, whose journey echoes resilience and determination in the face of adversity. Born in Mauritius in the mid-80s with a cleft lip and palate, our guest's early life was marked by the challenges of navigating a condition not widely understood at that time. Despite initial uncertainties and minimal resources, the family rallied around her, seeking support from medical professionals and drawing strength from their own resilience. Though numerous surgeries, speech therapy sessions, and unwavering dedication of her support network, she emerged as a testament to the power of perseverance and the resilience of human spirit. Her journey extends beyond personal triumphs, embracing a distinguished career as an educator, specializing in primary schooling. With over 15 years of experience, she has not only excelled in her field, but has also shattered stereotypes and inspired countless young minds along the way. Despite societal stigmas and personal challenges, she stands as a beacon of strength and inspiration, reminding us all that true resilience lies in the courage to embrace one's uniqueness and forge ahead despite the odds. Join us on the Rise of She podcast as Diptee shares her journey of resilience and empowerment. Discover how she overcame challenges and defied expectations to be an example of strength for women. Get ready to be inspired by Diptee's story of courage and grace and learn the transformation power of embracing one unique journey. Our topic today is redefining beauty, achievement over cleft challenges. Diptee, welcome to the Rise of She podcast. How are you doing?
Hello, Preeta. I'm fine, thank you. I'm happy to be here today joining you for this podcast.
Thank you so much. Diptee, tell me a bit about you and your challenges and achievements.
I was born in the early 1980s as a cleft lip and cleft palate patient. In fact, at that time in Mauritius, my parents were told that I was dead, and then after half an hour or so, they were told that I was born with a deformity. What is a cleft? Palate and lip. It is a birth defect when a child is born and the palate or lip has not been properly formed. And it was a moment of despair and anxiety, anguish for all the family, because I was the first one in my family to be born like this. And my journey as a cleft lip and palate patient has been one of a roller coaster ride. I mean, there have been many struggles and challenges along the way. especially in an island like Mauritius, where there are many stigmas associated to cleft lip and palates. They think that you're born because of eclipse, or there's something that the mother has done that make the child like this. But scientifically, it hasn't been proven if the parent, or it's not yet determined what are the causes of cleft lip and palate. So yes, the journey has been a challenging one, but with the help of parents, family, relatives, well-wishers, I feel today satisfied and happy that I've been able to achieve my dreams. I mean, I've met many girls and women like me with a health problem, not necessarily cleft lip and palate, who are not given that chance to make through in life. I mean, in terms of career or education. I still remember meeting a girl at the hospital at the age of 13 years old who was a cleft palate like me. And at that time, I was in the hospital and there was a surgery scheduled for my lip. And she was telling me she stopped college because her parents believed that education will be of no use because she's born with a defect. And from that time on, I had like an obsession in me. I wanted like to break those barriers and stereotypes. So I worked hard. I worked a lot so that I can achieve and earn a degree and be financially independent. Like now in Mauritius, for me, it's a big achievement for me and my family.
That's very good, Diptee. It's very inspiring what you said. I wanted to ask you at that time when that girl said that she stopped school, and what was your first thoughts? What were you thinking?
I felt really sad for her, and she was already working as a maid in other people's houses. And I told her, you have the right to education. Why do you believe so about yourself? And she told me, no, my parents already think that. And she also believed it somewhere in herself that she can't study because, cleft palate is associated with your ears, nose, and your brain as well. And the level of oxygen that you have, sometimes you feel tired easily because you're born with a defect. So you need to understand and accept the way your body is. And I wanted to motivate her more, but we didn't meet again. At that time, there was no mobile phone. We were barely, it was the 1999 around, and I didn't even meet her again. And in my life, I haven't met many cleft lip and palate around me. Barely 7 or 9 persons I know. And most of them, they haven't tertiary education. From those whom I've met, I know only 1 or 2 of my friends who were in primary school with me who have achieved and made it, I mean, in the career wise.
So, what made you wanted to do things differently? Because from what you told me that once a priest forecasted your future and he mentioned that you would not succeed. So, what made you so different from others, Diptee?
I think I have the chance to be surrounded by people and family who are always motivated. They've inspired me. Some people pushed me out of my comfort zone, like my Auntie Roshni. She believed in my potential. And I remember of my A levels, I was really unwell because I just had the last jaw surgery when they try to make your upper jaw, they move it forward so that you can chew and eat. And that was a big surgery in itself. So after my A levels, I had enrolled for BSc Economics and Finance at the University of Mauritius. And I couldn't study. It's not because I didn't have the capacity or potential. After surgery, you're tired physically, emotionally, and mentally. And I remember many around me told me, maybe it's not made for you. Maybe university is not your thing. You should start working in a business or something. But deep down, I knew that I have the potential. I'm just tired. I was reading. I couldn't make sense of what I was reading. And at that time, I had my uncle, late Dr. Sanjay Devi Singh, who told me, studies are made for you. Why are you giving up? But I couldn't understand because I was so young at that time and I didn't know how the body responds to anesthesia and all. And a year later, one of my lecturers, Dr. Gopal, called home and told my mom, I believe in her. The fact that someone believes in you and gives you hope and says, I'm there for you, you just reach out. I think those people, they have been pioneers in shaping me to become the person I am today. And fearlessly then, I started studying while working as an educator educator. I took 2 years to train as an educator primary. It wasn't my dream to become a teacher, but finally, I think when you're ready, it says the teacher appears, but I think I was born to become a teacher. And then I started enjoying my career as an educator, but part time, I continued studying for like 5 years to have my BA honors English. And while doing it, I enjoyed the journey, and it came as a surprise on that day that I came first for the undergraduate course. And I never ever dreamt of coming first for my degree, but I got it a bit late compared to my friends when we joined university. But today, I feel that each one of us, we have our own journey, and we shouldn't be comparing ourselves with others, because there is something better coming up, or maybe life is shaping you or making you face obstacles so that you can progress further in your own journey later on. But I'm very grateful to all those around me and all those well-wishers who've been helping me in my mission, like to achieve my dream.
That's very amazing what you said, and very inspiring, Diptee, especially having a first class degree. If I may ask, how many surgery have you done your whole life?
Since birth until now, I've had 6 surgeries. I just had one last year where we did a balloon tuboplasty, turbinectomy, and a rhinoseptoplasty. It was quite hard to join back work after the surgery. I did have a few setbacks, but morally and mentally, I was well supported by my network. I mean, friends, families, and psychologists as well. In Mauritius, there are many people who look down to seeking help from professionals like psychologists or counselors. But today, I feel it's important in the world that we are living now to seek help and do make use of people who are specialized in their fields. They know how to help you go through difficult phases in your life so that you can stand up again on your both feet.
I love what you said about having that stigma of seeking help, because especially back home in Mauritian culture, you still have that you need to be strong, or you shouldn't be weak. And asking help is a form of weak, which is not. It's just if you ask help, you're going to be the better version of yourself. This is what I believe. This is why I think coaches, therapists, psychologists, and so many people around are here to help, even your family.
That's true.
You always need someone to just help you to do that one step ahead so that you can be the best version of yourself. I really like what you said. Diptee, at that time, you have got a lot of challenges. Obviously, at school, you have been bullied, I guess. So what have made you believe in yourself, of you achieving so many things so far and still achieving? What make you keep on going despite having people telling you lots of things? I would like to talk more about the priests who focus your future. So what makes you believe in yourself so much despite having so many people around you telling you that you can't do it?
That's true. I mean, I've come across many who have like limited belief in me because they think I'm born differently. So they think you won't be able to do things like achieve or succeed in life. I've had friends at school who mocked at me or told me that I resemble a duck. I mean, in Creole language, they call this la becano. But I think those boys, they were child at that time. They didn't even know. And at that time, in Mauritian education system, teachers, they lack awareness themselves. I think my teachers, they never knew I had a problem, or if they knew, they didn't understand the depth of it. Maybe secondary teachers, yes. And there are family members also who had limited beliefs in me, or who thought she won't be able to work, she's often ill. I'm a person who is quite optimist, and maybe I've been reading a lot, because usually while waiting at the doctor's speech therapist, I enjoyed reading. So I've been reading a lot of books by Robin Sharma, Deepak Chopra, and I've been having discussion with friends, families, and also my parents. They are believers. I mean, we pray a lot. I think there is a connection somewhere when you have faith. I mean, I believe a lot that God or the universe or any energy that you believe in will protect you. There are angels. There are reasons why you meet specific people in your life. They come and they give you a push, or they inspire you. I have countless of stories of people dragging me or pulling me back, but I always remember, and I'm always grateful to those few who pushed me out out of my comfort zone, who told me believe in yourself. Like I have cousins who have always been there for me during surgeries, bringing me books or making me feel happy or treating me with a little thing like a smile or thought or text. I think spirituality, prayers, and also surrounding yourself with people who wish you well, they heal you somewhere, they bring you something positive. That's how I think I've been able to manage through a lot of struggles in my life. I've met a lot of nurses, doctors who have always been supportive and caring. I've also met nurses who have been harsh or not nice to me. I mean, during COVID time for COVID tests, some they don't even know. I was shocked that some nurses, they don't know what is a cleft or palate. And they had to do the rapid antigen test in my nose. And I was telling them, please don't do it on the left hand side. It hurts. And he was like, but the virus can come on the left as well, madam. Or it can come in the right or left. Why are you insisting? And I told them, I'm a cleft lip and palate. And they are like, oh, so what? That means you have had operation or surgeries? And I said, yes. And I was shocked. And I was telling my doctor, how come nurses in Mauritius join and they don't know what is a cleft lip and palate? I mean, at least they should have that training. And being born differently sometimes do have an effect on your emotional well-being, on your self-esteem. I mean, I struggled a bit during my teenagehood and young adulthood because it's true, you start like you want to see yourself beautiful in the eyes of the others because you're not an adult, like you see yourself and like, for the dating process with guys and all, you realize that you're different. And it did have an impact on me as a person. But I guess, and then I speak to myself as well sometimes. I talk to myself about why I feel this way or what's happening or what can I do more. But life is not limited to what the usual ways should be. Like, at this age, you should have a degree. At this age, you should be married or you should have kids by that time. I believe each one has their own journey and purpose in life. And it's our duty and our responsibility to find out what we want to do with this life. It's a gift.
I think you're right. And also what you said, I know you a bit long time. We were in college together. I always knew you like the confident, very smart lady. So how did you manage to be that person that everyone is seeing? And you at the same time, when you were saying you were having the insecurities, which I've never knew you had. For me, I never see you differently. You were like normal friends. And what I seen to you was how smart you were, how confident you were. How do you manage that at that time and how are you still doing it? What's the secret?
I think time that we knew each other at college, I didn't know yet how much struggle there were in front of me because when you are like 9, 10 years old, you don't realize what is your identity. And then you hear a lot about what others are saying around you. And I was growing up and I remember for my O level and most of my family members were shocked. Like, how could Diptee, wow, she's passed brilliantly her SC. We didn't think she would be able to do it. And then something triggered. I said, why wouldn't I have been able to do it? I didn't even realize, I think, in college days that I was different. I remember my dad always told me, you're hurt here, you've got something here. But I didn't really understand at that time what was that hurt. But while visiting doctors, while going to the hospital, and then while growing up, you start understanding, all right, I'm not like everybody else. And my mom was really overprotective because each time I used to go out or a little bit of rain, I'd fall sick because my immunity level is a bit lower compared to others. And I remember then cousins telling me, you don't come to party with us or you don't go out, you're different. And then I realized it's not that I'm different. I can't tire myself out too much because I've had surgeries, I'm different. So at that time, I was a bit more lively, bubbly, more confident. But then I remember at university, I had a huge breakdown. It was a depression because I realized adult life is hard. You're a young adult and now you have to stand up and speak for yourself and you're left like, oh, okay, I'm different. Okay, they see me like this. And you've got guys at the university hanging out with girlfriends and you feel different because you're not having that same kind of attention or attraction. And also now you have to study hard and being the person I am, I always aim aim for A's, and I thought that university you need to have A's, straight A's in all modules. My parents have never been to university, so they didn't really know how to help me. And the university here also, they didn't even call to see, but why is that student not coming? It's already 1 month. We lack this in Mauritius, like what is happening to the student? She's not coming. Let us check what can we do to help her. But I think then I started grooming myself with my counselor. I've had a lot of help understanding myself, trying to portray myself in another way, because they say beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder.
Yeah.
And then I realized that beauty is not only physical beauty,
True.
it's what you do, your actions, the way you behave, the way you stand up, you speak, you project an image, but also what you hold in your soul and heart. It's what you're giving out. So little by little I changed, and then I started aiming at my driving license. I remember I wanted that as well. I wanted a car, and some people was like, oh, Diptee's driving a car now. And I was like, I always wanted then to inspire others. I mean, if I can inspire or change the life of one person, because I see many kids at school who are born with a health issue, not cleft lip or palate, but other health issues like being autistic or acute asthma or they're epileptic. And parents, they tend to worry a lot about their child because they think, oh my God, miss, he's born like this or she's born like this. She will not be able to do like her friends. I wanted to tell them, to tell those parents or those people, those young women, even men for that instance, that they should believe in themselves. And all the family and support network, please help those who are born differently to at least have that hope and strength so that they can pursue their dreams and they can, like others. I know we can't live totally like everyone because physically or emotionally you go through a lot, but there is hope. We are in 2024 now. There is a lot of technology. There is help. There are people who are more educated nowadays. Do believe in yourself. A lot of self-care. Read. Surround yourself with people who are positive, who inspire you, who motivate you, and do a lot of healing or self-care and give back to others. The more you give, the universe will give back to you. And I firmly believe in this.
Amazing, Diptee. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. What advice or message would you like to share specifically with women?
I would tell women to believe in themselves first. Believe in yourself, believe in your capacity and potential. Even if you hear others saying, no, she can't do it, you should have that faith in yourself first. And if you can't on your own, seek help. Don't feel shy to ask for help. There are a lot of people around. There are groups, there are counselors, there are doctors, specialists, or even family members. Seek help. Prayers also do help. Meditate. It does help. And listen to your inner voice. And don't focus so much on the noise outside because nobody knows you better than you. Even doctors, I've visited many doctors. Some they will tell you, because you're like this, you won't be able to do that. Talk to yourself because doctors, they don't know like 100% because each body, each mind is not the same. Like for me, the priest told me, you won't be able to do tertiary education. If I had listened to that priest today, I wouldn't even be an educator now. There are superstitions. People sometimes tend to believe in them. I'm not saying that prayers or priests are not good, but sometimes be practical also. There should be a balance. Women, they have their family, they have their work. Sometimes it's hard to balance those two, but we should look for that balance between career and family life and relationship. And most important, self-care. Many women tend to neglect self-care because they are always giving to the family, they're providing for their children, they are running behind tasks. But women should take care of their health, mental and emotional. Do things that you enjoy, like meditation, walking, jogging, join a club, go and meet friends. You need to take care of yourself first. When you're happy, then you'll be able to give up more.
I agree completely with what you said, actually. Self-care is very, very important because if you don't love yourself, don't expect anyone to love you because at the end of the day, you should love yourself more than anyone else to be able to keep the family happy or be a happy person around. And what you said is about believing in yourself. Like, we will always have people that won't believe in ourselves, but listening to the inner part and believing in yourself, and then ask help with coaches, therapists, anyone who's here to uplift you is very, very important. How to work on your insecurities. Thank you so much, Diptee. A kick-ass buddy, as you know, is a supportive friend, mentor, or a colleague who encourages and motivates you to pursue your goals, help you to overcome challenges, and celebrate your successes. This person is someone who believes in you, offers guidance and feedback and challenges to push you beyond your comfort zone. Having a kick-ass buddy can provide a valuable source of support, accountability, and can help you stay focused and motivated as you work towards your personal or professional aspiration. Who has been your kick-ass buddy throughout your journey? And in your opinion, is it important to have a supportive network or kick-ass buddy in achieving success or any goal in your life?
I would say definitely we all need a kick-ass buddy in life. But throughout the phases in your life, there will not be the same buddy. It depends during which phase you are and what's happening in their life as well. Like I have my auntie, for instance, who has always been here for me, but there were moments that she was going through personal issues or challenges that she couldn't be here for me. So there have been many kick-ass buddies in my life during different phases. There were my friends. I remember they copied all my notes for me when I was at the hospital. They each one took a subject for that matter and they kept my copybook like progressing. I had teachers who gave me tuition free of cost. I didn't attend for 2 months, but they didn't charge me. I had my yoga teacher who motivated me a lot. Once I was in a depression and I gained a lot of weight and I couldn't do those postures again that I could do before. And you feel so low because you can do it. You are not able to do it at that point in time. And he was the one who kept motivating me and told me, no, you will reach there again soon. Be patient. Love yourself. Take time. It will come again. You will be back to yourself. But each time, the kick-ass buddy can change. But there are people that are there to support you and they are very important. And sometimes we need to seek help like to counselors, as I said before, or specialists. But it's very important to have a good network of support, friends or relatives, families, and even colleagues at work. It's important when you're working to know who you can go to if you have an issue or something is bothering you during the day and you don't have anyone to talk at that point in time because you're at work. That's very important and it's healthy to have a kick-ass buddy.
But have you had any kick-ass buddy who has been there throughout your life?
I think my parents and my cousins have always been there through life. I mean, that's family, it's unconditional love and acceptance. And I'm grateful for that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. True. The family is always there, and there are some friends who will always be there. Yes, I agree. They might not be there when you need them because they're also going through their own challenges. But if you really need them, you give them a call, definitely they will come. I think that's the beauty of having that kick-ass community where you have these people you can count on, especially when you're going through tough situation. Thank you so much, Diptee. Based on your experience, practical advice or insight, would you offer to corporate or working woman looking to advance in their career or be financially independent?
Career-wise, I think each woman need to have a job. A job is very important. And while being in the career, sometimes like what I'm feeling right now in my early 40s, I say, there is a point in time when sometimes you feel like you're stagnant or you don't have anything more to learn. But then try to reinvent yourself. Go read or do things that can motivate you more for your work. There is technology now that helps you. Keep looking out for more goals, projects that you can do to give back to the community if you can. Sometimes your career only is not the only thing that will motivate you or inspire you. And also sometimes it happens that after like 30 years in a job, you feel maybe it's not the right one for me. And we are living now in a different world system. Don't ever think that I'm made for this job and it's tailor-made for me. So I'll end my career there only. Think differently, think out of the box. reinvent yourself, try to see what can you do to make a living that makes you happy. Happiness should be your first drive and motivation. And if you're feeling less happy in your work, it's time to think what you can do more to enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, we spend more time in our workplace than even with our family. So enjoy what you're doing. For me, work is worship. So do it with all your heart and soul, and it will pay back, definitely.
I love what you say, work is worship. Yeah, it's true. Like, do it with all your heart, whatever you're doing, actually, personal, professional,
Yeah.
and you will have what we call the fulfilled life. I know you've been creating a group where you want to have more women together that are alone or have been divorced or lost their partners, especially women. First of all, I would like to ask you, what would you bring to this woman if they joined your group, and why creating that group?
I want to show them that we are all connected in one way or another. And even if you feel that you're the loneliest person on earth, it's not true. We can all create meaningful relationship and memories. Life is not meant to be lived in solitude or in anguish. So seek out, try to be there to support, motivate, and inspire others. We should continue to seek out and look at what we can make better or improve ourselves or create meaningful connections, so that we realize that life is not a full stop of the divorce or it's a full stop of the failure. That's not true. Life is like a mountain. There are ups and downs again, but then we should know how and what we will be doing to keep going, because till we have that breath, we are breathing, we should make most of it. And to all those women who are feeling low or feeling lonely, try and find people around you that motivate you. Go and look for a life coach if it's meant to be, or for a counselor or a group. Go outdoor, do activities that you enjoy, keep healthy, listen to podcasts that bring you happiness. Reading a book helps a lot because you discover the world sitting at home. I love reading, and I'll advise those women, do not give up. Don't feel like you're the only person on earth going through this. It's not true. Whatever someone goes through, there is another person who went through it before it. But we can change the way things are by changing our habits. You should listen to yourself first. You should want to change first. If you don't want to change, then nothing will happen.
I completely agree with you. If you don't want to change, like me being a coach, if the person doesn't want to change, so I can give the techniques, the tools, and be there for the person, but nothing going to change if you don't want to change, because you are the one who makes the choice, right? I love it. And if you are in Mauritius and you're watching that, and you want to have more going out, or just having a bunch of like-minded women, I will ask you to connect with Diptee. And at the end of the podcast, we'll be having her Facebook that you can connect with her. The last question that I'm going to ask you, obviously navigating through challenges is a universal experience, and I know you've been through a lot, emotionally, physically, spiritually. So what's the one piece of advice or wisdom you would share with women facing any personal or professional challenges?
Be patient, love yourself, seek support if you need to. Sometimes solutions do not appear, it takes time. Understand what is the situation, what you can do to help yourself, and look for people who can help you. That's very important. A network is there. Don't ever feel that you're alone, because the universe is all around. You just need to ask, and then it will come to you. So never fear that you're alone or things won't work out. Life is like the weather, If it's rainy one day, rainy 2 days, but the sun will definitely rise someday or the other. There is hope, and hope is there because we are here. While we are here, we should believe that things will change, but do have that belief and faith. Faith is very important. If you believe in someone, a guru, or in the universe or angels, there will be a solution. There is no problem in this world without a solution. Solutions are there. We need to reach out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just love what you said. You're never alone. The universe is here. And it's very, very deep what you just said and shared with us. Thank you. Thank you so much, Diptee, for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your incredible journey. And to our listeners, thank you for being part of this uplifting episode of The Rise of She. Remember, our journey matters immensely. Stay tuned for more empowering stories. And until next time, take care and keep rising.
Thank you.
If you have been inspired by today's episode, make sure to subscribe and follow The Rise of She to stay connected and never miss a moment of empowerment. Join me on Instagram and Facebook, where we'll continue to fuel the flames of progress and self-improvement together. Find me at Prita Balaki. Remember, we are unstoppable forces bound to inspire and empower one another. Until next time, Prita says adios, ladies. Stay tuned for our next empowering encounter.